Hello and welcome to the first class of the inversion foundations. Today we will be working on the core strength in plank. So plank is a horizontal line that we want to strengthen, tighten and stabilize, and then we can turn it into a vertical line easily. You will need one block and we will start in Sukhasana. You can gently rest your hands on your knees or thighs and start to close the eyes as you stack your shoulders over your hips and bring your ears back over your shoulders, creating a long line in the spine. And just allow the whole body to relax and settle into your environment, into your space, onto your mat. And let's take a couple of deep, long inhales and exhales. If Ujjayi is available to you, then gently connect to the Ujjayi breath. And then slowly open the eyes. We'll start to warm up the wrists. So you can interlace the fingers and gently roll out the wrists. And bringing the hands to the front, thumbs in, forefingers over, elbows straight, circle into the wrists. Swapping directions. And bring the hands to the shoulders as you rotate the elbows, opening into the shoulders. And swapping directions. And then we'll do a little bit of a neck roll, so releasing the hands, circling the head into one direction, soften the face. And swap directions. Inhale the head to the center. Exhale. Now inhale, shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, release and drop. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now reach the arms up to the sky and then do the same thing. This time mindfully pulling the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, pulling them down away from the ears. So in order to do this, you need to feel the tip of the shoulder blade pull down the back. And as it stabilizes on the back, this is the position that you want in a plank, in any inversion, where you need to stabilize yourself on your arms or pressing the hands into the floor for a hand press. Inhale, reach the shoulders up. Exhale, pull them down. About two more. Exhale. And then inhale. This is called elevation. Exhale. This is called depression. So we want the depressed position of the scapula. Now bring the hands in front of you. Imagine there's a piece of paper that you're sliding on a table. And you're inhaling, pulling the paper away from you, opening the space between the shoulder blades. Exhale, pulling the paper towards you and pulling the shoulder blades together. I'm just going to turn around so you can really see the extremities of the movement. Inhale, pulling the shoulder blades open, and exhale, pulling the shoulder blades to touch. Now just practice that for a couple more rounds so you can really feel the scapula moving on the upper back. Now your next inhale, as you open the shoulder blades, this is called protraction, and this is also the position you want in a plank, in a couple of inversions. And then exhale, pulling the shoulder blades together. This is the collapsed version of a plank. So releasing the hands, we'll do this on all fours now. Palms down under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Now just keep the whole spine as neutral as possible, except for the chest that then collapses between the shoulder blades. But I'm not dropping the belly for a cow stretch. I'm keeping the hips and the middle of my back neutral. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, dropping the chest. And just moving through a couple of movements like this. I'm keeping my elbows straight. And we call this shoulder blade push-ups. So really making sure the shoulders are moving and gliding on the upper back. Now we'll do the same that we did with the elevation and the depression. So keeping the protraction, inhale, shoulders up to the ears, exhale, away from the ears. Inhale, lifting them, and exhale, feeling this tip of the scapula move down the back. This is to activate your lats as well. So moving them up and down a couple of times. One more. And as you move them down, keep them in place here as you push the mat away and keep the protraction. This is the most solid position of your upper body. Now from here, curl the toes. Exhale, hover the knees for a bear crawl. Now this is really stable, and this should feel maybe like you're using quite some effort in the beginning because you're getting used to it, but you feel solid and stable. Inhale here. Exhale, push back to a downward facing dog and see if you can still create this space on the upper back. So you're still, I'm going to turn my body like this. Instead of collapsing in between the shoulder blades, you're creating space between the shoulder blades. So you can actually move between these two positions as well, just to make sure you know the difference. And it's the trick is to find the balance between opening the shoulders but also stabilizing the shoulders. And your neck is neutral. You're not looking up or chin to the chest. And see if you can just maintain this position for downward facing dog for a couple more breaths as you feel the tip of the shoulder blade all the way down the outside of the arm into the pinky. Activate. And on your next inhale, moving the shoulders over the wrists into a plank. So now you should feel this solid plank again, but your hips are also not collapsing. You're bringing your hips either in alignment with the shoulders or just below the shoulders, engaging the core. Take another 2 breaths here. And bring the knees down. And instead of just pointing the toes, I want you to curl the toes under, sit back to the heels, and start to stretch the soles of the feet as you roll the wrists out again a little bit. And opening the knees a little bit, create tiny fists or soft fists with your hands, and the thumbs just go on top of the knuckles. So here, bring the fists onto the floor and then roll back and forth over the wrists to mobilize the wrists even further. This also helps to strengthen the wrists. So you can do these drills like every single day to really look after your joints. And come to place the hands flat again, knees under the hips. We'll do a couple of cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round the back. Continuing at your own pace. Now feel the depression of the shoulder blades as you lift the chin. Exhale, push the mat away, protraction. Good, bring the knees together, curl the toes and sit back. Last little roll out of the wrists and then we'll flow. So I'm going to do 5 rounds of Ashtanga Namaskar A. This is to really create that solid linear effect in the body where your whole body is pulling towards the midline. And in order to increase the activation of the inner thighs, you need to clasp or squeeze a block in between your thighs for the whole duration of the 5 sun salutations. So coming to stand in Tadasana. Take a couple of breaths here, shoulders gently relaxing down, deep pressing away from the ears. Feel the whole body active, alive, and present. Lifting the toes, spread them out and ground them back down. And then gently open the eyes. We'll inhale, reach the arms up next to the ears. In this case, I'm going to modify it by lifting onto the tippy toes as well. So you really need to squeeze and tighten the whole body. Breathe. Exhale, heels down, chest down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, do your halfway lift. Pull the shoulders away from the ears here. Exhale, plant your hands and jump through Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra. Actually, we can only do up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 5 long full breaths here. Focus on the space between the shoulder blades and the activation of the inner thighs. And inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, hop to the top, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back to rise. Come to the tippy toes. Exhale, Tadasana. Okay, we'll do 4 more rounds a little bit faster without breaks, and I'm not going to hold so long in down dog. Inhale to reach, lifting onto the toes. Exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 1 breath. Inhale, hop to the top. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back to rise. Onto the tippy toes. Exhale, second round, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 1 breath. Inhale, hop to the top. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. Onto the tippy toes. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. One breath. Inhale to the top. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise onto your tippy toes. Exhale to fold, last round. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, hop to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, last one on the tippy toes. Exhale, Tadasana. Just stand in Tadasana for a couple more rounds with your block. Rounds of breaths, I mean. And then slowly release the block. We'll come to do a little flow. Big toes to touch. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bring the big toes to touch. Inhale the right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the chest, nose to the knee. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the chest, nose to the knee. Inhale. Exhale, nose to the knee. And then lightly step the foot. Heel up on the back, high lunge. Nice and deep low lunge. Challenge yourself. Inhale to reach through the fingertips. Exhale to twist. Right hand to the back. Inhale to the top. Exhale to twist. Inhale. Exhale to twist. Now inhale, reach through the left hand. Exhale, left hand to the inside of the right foot, right arm up to the sky. Ground the twist, look to the top thumb, breathe. And then walk the right foot halfway as you drop the left heel to the left and flatten the right foot. We'll do hip raises. Exhale to drop. Inhale to lift. Exhale. Inhale, use the side body to lift. Exhale. Inhale. Two more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come into full side plank. So stack the shoulder over the elbow, over the wrist. Step the right foot down. Either hold full plank or lift the foot for a variation for 3, 2, 1. Bring the top foot to the back, just coming into wild thing for a breath or 2. And exhale, rotating to plank chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, down dog. And we'll do the other side. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, nose to the knee and plank. Inhale. Exhale, pull the navel back to make space for the knee coming in. Inhale. Exhale. And silently step the foot. Inhale, high lunge. Ooh, my balance is off today. Nice deep lunge. Coming onto the ball of the back foot, arms active. Inhale, reach through the fingers. Exhale to twist. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last exhale. Open the left hand to the back. Inhale, reach through the right. Exhale, bring it flat into the inside of the left foot. Left hand up to the sky, looking at the top thumb. And then drop the right heel to the right as you walk the left foot halfway down the mat. Now the right side body needs to activate as you exhale to drop the hips. Inhale to lift. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one, exhale. Inhale. Stacking the right arm and stepping the left foot either down for a full side plank or a variation by lifting the foot. For 3, 2, 1, and then step the foot to the back for a wild thing. Open the chest. And exhale, rotating down through Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale. Let's take a break in wisdom pose. Knees wide, big toes to touch, and raise the forehead to the floor. And then bringing the hands to the back, roll them out again. It's a lot of pressure on the hands today. And we'll do another little flow. Down dog. Big toes to touch. And inhale the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring the knee to the right elbow. And then to the right wrist, across to the left wrist, to the left elbow, to the chest, and then step the foot. Inhale, high lunge. Nice and deep, low lunge. Low, high lunge. Inhale, exhale, open the back foot 90 degrees for warrior 2. Keep the depth in the right knee. Flip the right palm, inhale, reverse it. Exhale, reach the right hand to the inside of the right foot. You can use a block if you'd like, or fingertip the hands. Left arm up to the sky, looking at the left thumb for 3, 2, 1. And now bring your right hand to the outside of the right foot. I prefer to actually bring it onto the floor, off of the mat. As you lean into the right hand, it has to be a flat hand. Stretch the right foot to the left now for fallen triangle. Lifting the hips for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, bring the top hand down now. Square both hands off and the shoulders off for plank. Keep the right foot where it is. And we'll do 3 push-ups here. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And step the right foot to plank for Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Big, long breaths. And then we'll bring the left foot up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale to the left elbow, left wrist, right elbow to the chest and step the foot. Inhale, high lunge. Deep high lunge. And inhale here, exhale, back foot opens 90 degrees, warrior 2. Keep the depth. Flip the left palm, inhale, reverse it. Exhale, hand to the inside of the foot, right arm up, side angle pose. Looking at the top thumb for 3, 2, 1. Left hand comes to the outside off of the mat, left side, so flat hand leaning onto the hand. Right foot straightens to the left. Left foot straightens to the right. For 3, 2, 1. Lift the hips and then square the hands off onto the mat for 3 push-ups. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale to plank, exhale chaturanga, inhale cobra or up dog, and exhale wisdom pose. I'm just going to take a sip of water. And then we're coming into plank again. Holding plank, creating that super solid line. Exhale into forearm plank. So left elbow goes down, right elbow goes down. Make sure the elbows stack straight under the shoulders and the hands are flat and your wrists are pushing down, they're not lifting off of the floor. So this will already start to prepare you for things like forearm headstand and forearm stand. Now in the forearm plank, you also want to start or create that protraction in the shoulders. And we'll hold for another 2. 1, exhale, bring the hips down and pull the chest forwards for Sphinx pose. Okay, now I do need to add a little bit more effort and strength for the core activation. You might hate me today, but you'll thank me later. Forearm plank, inhale. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Inhale back, exhale right knee to right elbow. Inhale, exhale swap. Inhale, exhale swap. 1 more each side. Left and right and back down. You can take a break in crocodile, elbows to the sides, resting the cheek or the forehead on the hands. And then lifting the gaze, bring the hands down, curl the toes. From here, inhale into a push-up, from pushing up into plank. And exhale, down dog. Now from here, lift the heels, bend the knees, and then as you jump, cross the legs, just sit down, rolling back and up into shoulder stand. Bring the elbows closer to each other. So if your elbows are going to be wide apart, you're not going to have a lot of length and stability. You want the elbows to be as close as possible so that your hands can get really to the center of your back and your hips can start to come closer to stacking onto the shoulders. And you want to create a nice
neat line with your heels in alignment with your bum, and double check that your knees are not like a little bit bent. You can really lock them in place here and bring the big toes to touch. So this is really the first easy, gentle inversion where you can start to straighten out and tighten the whole body. So that when you get to headstands and forearm stands, like this is already your default. And then when you come out, you bring the feet overhead, you separate the shoulders, separate the hands, and engage the core to support the roll out, keeping the back round. But see if you can get some momentum to roll up, and then again roll in to shoulder stand. So the reason I'm doing this is really for you to be comfortable exiting and entering inversions. Cool, and then you can just take a couple of breaths, hugging the knees. And then I'm going to sit up and straighten my legs out. Sitting onto the sitting bones, flex the feet up. Inhale, find length, and exhale, folding forwards for Paschimottanasana. You can keep the knees at a soft bend here and find length in the spine. So trying to bring the belly to the thighs first before you lower the chest. And then last couple of breaths as you sink a little bit deeper. And then coming back up, coming to all fours again. Knees under the hips and walking the hands forwards for puppy pose. So if you need to, you can stack the chest here with a block, and then you can just rest the hands, maybe the forehead, or you can simply rest everything onto the floor. If the forehead is in the way, bring the chin and the chest down. And on your next inhale, lifting the chest so that you can turn and lie onto your belly again. Not on your belly, on your back for Shavasana. So bringing the feet wide apart, flex the left foot, pull the heel out as if you want to lengthen the leg out of the hips, and then relax the foot. Flex the right foot, shoot out of the heel as if you're lengthening the leg out of the hips, and then relax the foot. Bring the arms to the opposite shoulders, hug yourself, create space between the shoulder blades, and then bring the hands to face upward next to the side of the body. Take a deep inhale, exhale through the mouth. And allow the whole body to rest and relax in Shavasana. And you can gently start to wiggle the toes and the fingers. And move the head from side to side. And slowly hug the knees to the chest. Roll to your side. And push yourself up to sit. Take a couple of breaths, sitting upright, eyes closed, and just feel the effects of the class on the body and on the mind.
to open the eyes, bring your hands into prayer and bowing our heads in respect to this practice. Namaste.